Have you ever been surrounded by people and still felt completely alone? Maybe you're sitting with your friends, laughing at the same jokes, talking about your day. Your phone is full of messages. Your social media is full of people. And yet, when the conversation ends and everyone goes home, there's this strange feeling left behind. Something feels missing. It's one of the strangest things about loneliness. You don't actually have to be alone to feel lonely. Sometimes loneliness appears in the middle of a crowded room. Sometimes it appears while you're sitting next to someone you love. And sometimes it appears when everything in your life seems perfectly fine. So what exactly is the difference between being alone and feeling lonely? And why can loneliness hurt so much when there are people all around us? Being alone is a physical condition. You're by yourself. There's nobody sitting next to you. Nobody is talking to you. Nobody is asking what you're doing. But loneliness is something completely different. Loneliness is an emotional experience. You can spend an entire weekend alone, reading a book, walking through the city, listening to music, and feel completely peaceful. You can enjoy your own company. You can think. You can create. You can simply exist without needing anyone else around you. That's solitude. But imagine something different. You're sitting at a dinner table with 10 people. Everyone is talking. Everyone is laughing. But you feel like nobody really understands you. You listen to the conversation, but you don't feel part of it. You smile because everyone else is smiling. And suddenly you realize something uncomfortable. You are surrounded by people, but you feel invisible. That's loneliness. And maybe that's why loneliness can be so difficult to understand. Because it's not always about having nobody. Sometimes it's about feeling like nobody truly sees you. Interestingly, philosophers have been thinking about loneliness and solitude for centuries. One of them was Friedrich Nietzsche. Nietzsche had a complicated relationship with being alone. For him, solitude wasn't necessarily something negative. In fact, he often saw solitude as necessary for discovering yourself. At one point, Nietzsche wrote, "And those who were seen dancing were thought to be insane by those who could not hear the music." It isn't directly about loneliness, but the idea behind it is powerful. Sometimes your inner world is completely invisible to everyone else. People can see what you do. They can hear what you say. They can judge your choices, but they can't completely experience what happens inside your mind. And perhaps that's one reason why solitude can be so important. When you're constantly surrounded by other people's opinions, expectations, and voices, it's difficult to hear your own. When you're finally alone, there is no audience, no one to impress, no one to convince. And for a moment, you can simply ask yourself, what do I actually want? What do I actually believe? Who am I when nobody is watching? But there's a problem. Solitude can be peaceful when it's chosen. Loneliness becomes painful when it isn't. That's the difference. Imagine choosing to spend the evening alone because you need some quiet. That's solitude. Now imagine desperately wanting someone to call, but nobody does. You want to talk. You want someone to ask how your day was. You want to feel important to someone, but you don't know who to call. That's loneliness. So perhaps the difference isn't simply whether you're alone, it's whether you feel connected. And that's why someone can love being alone and still experience loneliness. The two things can exist in the same person. You can enjoy solitude in the morning and desperately miss someone at night. You can want independence and still want to be understood. Because human beings are complicated. We don't simply need people around us. We need meaningful connection. And this becomes even stranger in the modern world. We've never had more ways to communicate. We can send a message to someone on the other side of the planet in seconds. We can video call. We can share photos. We can follow thousands of people. We can see what everyone is doing almost every moment of the day. And yet, many people still feel deeply lonely because being connected digitally isn't always the same as being emotionally connected. You can have thousands of followers and still feel like nobody knows you. You can receive hundreds of likes and still wonder whether anyone actually cares. You can have dozens of conversations and never say the thing you're really thinking about. Because being seen isn't the same as being understood. And maybe that's what we're missing. Not more people, not more followers, not more notifications, but someone who makes us feel like we don't have to hide. But here's something we often forget. Being alone isn't always something we need to escape. Sometimes being alone is exactly what we need. Think about the moments when you've had no choice but to spend time with yourself. A long walk, a train ride, a quiet morning, a night when everyone else is asleep. At first, the silence can feel uncomfortable because there's nothing distracting you anymore. No conversation, no notifications, no one else's problems, just you and your thoughts. But if you stay there long enough, something interesting can happen. You start noticing things you normally ignore. Maybe you're more tired than you realized. Maybe a relationship isn't making you happy. Maybe you're chasing something you don't actually want. Maybe you're afraid of being alone because you've never learned how to enjoy your own company. Solitude doesn't automatically solve these problems, but it gives you space to notice them. And sometimes that's where change begins. So maybe the goal isn't to never be alone. Maybe the goal is to understand why we feel lonely, because there is a difference between wanting someone beside you and being afraid of being by yourself. There is a difference between enjoying solitude and desperately searching for someone to fill a space inside you. And there is a difference between being surrounded by people and actually feeling connected to them. Maybe loneliness isn't telling you that you need more people. Maybe sometimes it's telling you that you need deeper connections with other people, and perhaps eventually with yourself. So the next time you find yourself alone, don't immediately ask, "Why does nobody want to be with me?" Instead, ask yourself, "What am I actually missing?" Maybe you're missing a friend. Maybe you're missing intimacy. Maybe you're missing someone who understands you. Or maybe you're simply uncomfortable with the silence. Because being alone isn't always the opposite of connection. Sometimes it's where connection begins, with other people and with yourself.